The biggest mistake I see virtual assistants make is trying to pick a perfect niche before they ever landed a client. So let's fix that. Today we're talking about one of the most biggest questions I get online. Should I pick a niche? Which one should I pick? Should I be a generalist? Should I specialize? Should I offer a bunch of different services? The wrong path can keep you stuck in tutorial hell for months without actually landing any clients. Hi neighbor, if you're new here, I'm the Mfon. I help you learn profitable digital skills and get paid online. So I'm going to break down generalist versus specialist, and I'm going to tell you which path gets you paid faster. So let's start with generalists. Who is a generalist? A generalist is someone who offers multiple services across different areas. For example, I do social media, I do graphics design, I do email marketing, I do lead generation, I do admin. I am a virtual assistant that can do anything you want me to do. Just mention it and I'll be there. A generalist casts a wide net. The idea is that you serve a lot of people because obviously you do a lot of things. A specialist, on the other hand, no, this hand was generalist. A specialist, on the other hand, is someone who focuses on one specific skill or serves one specific type of client. For example, I help course creators grow their Pinterest account. I write email sequence for course creators or health coach or life coaches. I manage Instagram for influencers, for YouTubers, for real estate agents. All right. The idea for a specialist is that you become known for one thing. People come to you to solve a specific problem for them. So which one should I go for? Mfon, I know that's the question in your head right now. The answer is very simple. It depends on where you are in your journey. And I'm going to break that down for you. If you are an aspiring virtual assistant or freelancer and you've not landed any clients yet, starting as a generalist will be faster. You'll get to sign your first client starting as a generalist, because you might think you want to do Pinterest management, for example, and once you start it, you realize that you actually hate it. Or you might think, oh, social media actually sounds fun. But once you venture into it, you realize you prefer email marketing. And honestly, that's one of the things I focus on in my coaching program. I allow you to test these things with real world tasks. I tell my students, I don't want you to come into VASP with the mindset of, oh, this is what I want to do. As a beginner, with the mindset of, no, I want to do real estate management. I want to do customer service. I need you to do one thing for me. Keep an open mind. Come into this program with an open mind and allow me take you through this process. Allow me take you through this journey. So in VASP, we allow you to test different skills, right, with real world tasks and find what actually fits you or what actually takes before you can commit to one path. I'm a proponent for you picking one skill. But before I do that, before I tell you, okay, this is a path, walk through it, I need you to explore other paths, right? And see what really fits for you, because this is the only way you get to land your first client faster. When you start as a generalist, you get to test different things and figure out what you're actually good at and what you actually enjoy doing. If you've been trying to become a virtual assistant or you've been trying to make money online, but you don't know where to start from, you need to check out VASP, VASP. VASP, the P silent, VA simulation program. VASP is where I literally train you the way clients expect in the real world. You're not just watching lessons, you're not writing notes, you are doing the actual task that clients give to their virtual assistant in the real world. CRM management, social media management, content support, automations, admin, ghostwriting, lead generation, email marketing, you name it. In this program, you learn specialized digital skills that you can choose one and specialize on it. I mean, high-paying skills that high-valued clients are paying for. So if you want the skills, the confidence, and the kind of portfolio that gets you hired globally, VASP is where you get that. The link to sign up for the next wave is in the description. and the pinned comment. That's number one, why you should start as a generalist. Number two, it's easier to land your first client. When you are just starting out, you're probably reaching out to people in your network, friends, family, people you know online. They might not need a Pinterest manager, but they might need help with their inbox or their social media or setting up a simple landing page. If you're only offering one thing, you miss these opportunities. For instance, you might meet someone and be like, oh, I am an email marketer. I am, yeah. I am a lead generator. I call that in my program. I'm a lead. By the way, if you want to sign up, the link is in the description, okay? And the pin comment. Registration is up and slots is limited. I am a lead generator, and here you have people asking for social media management or social media manager. Here you have people that needs help with email marketing. Here you have people that needs help with simple Canva graphics. You might miss these opportunities. But if you are skilled in all of these things, there's every tendency to be like, oh, I can do that. And you lock that in as your first client. Your first doesn't have to be in the niche you want to specialize in. I need that to sink in. That statement takes me to my third reason why you should consider going into the industry or starting this journey as a generalist. You get to build testimonials, and most importantly, you get to build confidence, because this is important. Confidence doesn't come from learning the skill and then just sitting back. Confidence comes from proof. Your first few clients aren't about making a ton of money. They're about proving to yourself that you can do this and getting testimonials you can use later. So if you are a beginner, I highly recommend you starting as a generalist. Hear this, please. Stay with me. Now, that doesn't mean you should do everything. You can offer 2 or 3 related services and see what sticks. But this is important. You don't want to stay there. The fact that, oh, Mfon is saying I should start as a generalist, so I'm just going to start as a generalist. I'm going to stay there as a generalist because I'm so scared to specialize. You do not want to stay there. Mfon is telling you to start as a beginner, as a generalist, but Mfon is also telling you not to stay there. You do not want to stay there. That's one of the biggest mistakes you ever make. Being a generalist is great for getting started, but if you stay a generalist too long, you are going to hit a ceiling. Let me tell you why. Number one, it will be harder for people to refer you. When someone asks, hey, do you know someone that can manage my social media account? Instagram, to be very specific, because I'm kind of swamped with work and doing other things. I cannot seem to stay visible online. That person might be like, well, Sarah does Instagram, but wait, she does like 10 other things. Yeah, she does customer support, admin support, lead generation. So I don't really know. I'm not sure if that's her specialty, but she's good though. You see what's happening there? They are telling the person or they are telling the client that you are good, but there's an there. That have planted a seed of doubt. Can this person really do it? Can this person not do it? Which one is it? But if you're known for one thing, the referral is easy. Yes, talk to Sarah. She's an Instagram person. That's all she does. Trust me. She lives and breathes Instagram. That's Sarah is Instagram. Just reach out to her. This is her handle. If you've watched till this point, I want to get to know people who really watch my videos. If you've watched till this point, I need you to comment bananas. Comment bananas. Comment bananas in the comments. Let's confuse people and be like, why are they commenting bananas? Where is the banana? Bananas, not banana. Oh, add S at the end. Comment bananas and I'll know, this is the real MVP. My neighbor got here. Okay, let's get back to the video. The second problem is it's going to be very hard for you to charge more. Generalists are seen as jacks of all trades, masters of none, even if it's not true. That's the perception. Specialists, on the other hand, can charge more because they are seen as experts. Oh, Sarah is an expert when it comes to Instagram. The third problem is that your marketing is going to be so confusing as hell, and oh my goodness gracious, you'll just be everywhere. And at some point, yourself, you'll be discouraged. If your bio says, I do social media, email, graphics design, admin work, and video editing. People don't know what to hire you for. This is one of the mistakes rookies make. I see this a lot, especially on LinkedIn. You just see them line them up. And I'm like, okay, join VASP. But if your bio says something like, I help health coaches grow their email list, it's crystal clear, clear as day, and clarity sells. So here's my recommendation for you. Start as a generalist to land your first client or to land your first 3 clients. Then start to specialize because the riches are in the niches. I tell my students this from the pre-program onboarding, the riches is in the niches. So yes, approach this as a generalist, learn the skill, do the real world task, get feedback. Based on the feedback, okay, I also recommend, oh, you're really good with this. What was your experience doing this particular task? You're really good with this, Elizabeth. You should consider it. I give feedbacks like that. So now you might be asking again, Mfon, how do I transition into being a specialist after I've been a generalist for a while? How do I make that shift? Once you've worked with a few clients, you're going to notice patterns. Maybe you realize, I really love Pinterest management. I hate email marketing. Hate is a strong word. I dislike email marketing. You are really good at content creation, but you see admin work, nope, not for me. That's your signal right there. That's where you niche down. Now you might be hearing people in the content creation space, oh, don't niche down, don't niche down, just don't niche down. This is not content creation. I gave you my reasons why you should not stay as a generalist. And if you did not get it, if you skip that part, go back and watch it, because they are very valid. So you've learned the skills, you've started working with clients as a generalist. How do you transition? Here is your roadmap. Pick the service you enjoy most and are best at. Look at the work you've already done. What did you enjoy? What came easiest to you? What got the best result? That's your specialty. Number 2, pick a type of client you want to work with. This might be counterintuitive. People might tell you, oh, this is optional. But me, as you're watching this video, I know you listen to what I say. This is important. Picking the kind of client you want to work with can never be overemphasized. So you want to create your client's persona. You want to create your client's avatar. This is super important because it's also going to help you know the kind of platform they hang out. Is it LinkedIn? Is it Instagram? Because if your client is on LinkedIn, you do not have any business on Instagram. If your client is on Instagram, you do not have any business on X. You really want to zero in on the kind of people you want to work with. That makes your marketing easier because now you are speaking to one person. Step 3, you want to update your messaging. Update your bio, update your content. You are no longer a generalist. You're not speaking to everybody. You are not for everybody. So you want to update that and start talking about your specialty. You don't have to turn down other work if it comes your way, but you're going to start attracting the work you actually want. Step 4, you want to charge some money, charge more. Once you're a specialist, you have the license to raise your rate because now you're not just offering a service, you're offering your expertise in a specific area. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if I pick the wrong thing? What if I commit to Pinterest and then realize I hate it? Hate is a strong word. We established that. I dislike it. Here's the good news. You can always pivot. Like, you can always transition to something else. These rules are not set in stone. Oh, you have to stick to it forever, even if it's not working, even if you hate it. This isn't it at all. You are not locked in forever. If you try social media management or Pinterest management or email marketing and you realize you do not like it, for 3 months, you can transition to something else. Worst thing that can happen to you is to stay stuck in analysis paralysis, trying to figure out the perfect path. There is no perfect path. There is just the path you choose and the lessons you learn along the way. So pick something, try it, adjust if needed, if you need to. Actions create clarity. Proof gives you confidence. You do not get confident. Right now, you are not confident. You are intimidated by the market. You're intimidated by the results other people are getting. But staying stuck or staying in your comfort zone is not going to give you that confidence you need. You need to step out of it, do the work, When you do the work, you get proof. And when you see that the proof is not for anybody else first, it's for you. When you see the proof that I can actually do this, I can do this and get someone result, that's where confidence comes. So clarity doesn't come from inaction. Clarity comes from action. How do I really know what to specialize in? It's fun. I still need your help. I am a generalist. I've been working as a generalist. Need to know what to really specialize in. I need a roadmap for this. That is exactly what I am covering in the next video. So if you've not subscribed yet to the channel, you want to click that subscribe button. If you've subscribed, check if the notification is on, turn it on, because we are going to get that locked in. Like, I'm going to show you practically how to do this. And if you're someone who has always wanted to learn digital skills, or you've been hearing, oh, learn digital skills, the future of work, is the next way to make money online, you don't know which one to learn or which one to stick to, I have created a free workbook for you. I call it TMA Skills Finder. I'll leave the link in the description and in the pinned comment. So you want to click that. It's free. You want to click that and go through the workbook. Make sure to execute what's in the workbook, because it really took me a lot of work to create that for you. And if you want to join the VA simulation program, the link is in the description as well and in the pinned comment. I will see you in this video next.